Greetings, I'm Barrett, and welcome to Meet Me at the Table. Today we're going to continue our playthrough of Middara Unintentional Malum Act 1. We are in the side quest Bungled Caper. We've tried to help out Remy's dad, and so far I think we're doing okay. It's not going the greatest. We have to actually adjust a couple of the health tracks because I forgot about some of the hindering terrain that people should have been gaining bonuses for. Also, when I made a couple of the attacks, I was using health stats instead of armor stats for our characters. So let's quickly adjust those. The first one we have to adjust is Nightingale, and this is a pretty big one. She's going to be taking 6 extra damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She's at 10 health that she has taken right now, which is pretty devastating because she only has 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 total health. So that's quite a big hit. Of course, she is able to heal herself, which should help, but in order for her to continue using her gore shot effectively, she needs to get some health. And I don't know how I can do that. Of course, we have a few things that could probably help us out when it comes to consumables on other characters. Our archer Zeke also should have taken 3 extra from an attack that I did wrong. Finally, our Fragor and our Grizzled Geovadin should be able to heal 1 health each because they were taking damage through terrain that I failed to remember. So that means that this Geovadin is at 12 damage and our Fragor is at 5. With that done, it is time to enter the Pain Gauntlet. We have all 3 of our enemies that are going to go first, and then our characters are going to go. If we can survive the onslaught that is going to befall us, I think we might have a pretty good chance of hopefully taking out some of the rest of these enemies out here. If you're excited to see if our characters can do that, then I need you to meet me at the table. If we look at our multicolored bug here, there's a lot of things that are going to happen. We'll start with our red one. Our red one is really close to Rook. We'll take a look at what it has here. Is there an opponent adjacent? No. Is there an opponent within range 4? 6, I mean? Yes, there is. Rook is within 6. Make a range 6 attack against the farthest opponent within range, then place a random bulb token on or adjacent to the target so that it is adjacent to as many opponents as possible, but not on another bulb token. That's going to be terrible. Then I have to continue down. So after that's done, we are going to do the next one, which is move it to and be adjacent to as many opponents as possible. Then deal purple of physical damage to the Fragor and all adjacent figures. This Fragor here goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remy is the farthest possible opponent that he can target. So let's make the attack. The Fragor rolls 2 dice. We'll see how this goes. It got a 7. That's going to miss. Even if I use the right stat this time, which is 9 defense, plus 1 for our defensive core, that's 10. This Fragor missed, so we don't have to worry about it. Then I have to place a bulb token adjacent to as many people as possible without being on another bulb token, so we'll place another one right there. Now it will move to be as close to as many opponents as possible. The only 2 people it can be next to at this is him and him. It can't go next to any other characters. And Rook is closest in the track order, so I believe it's going to move there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it will attack all adjacent opponents with a purple die. This is actually going to turn out to be better than I thought. It's not opponents. It moves towards the opponents, but the damage it's doing is to all adjacent figures. That is going to include this Geovadin over here. It's going to do a total of, well, 1 damage. That didn't do anything. Rook has enough armor to be able to resist it all, but our Geovadin is going to take 1 damage, bringing him to 13 health. Wow, that Fragor could have actually killed it. At this point, he is also going to take damage as well. The Fragor will take 1 damage, bringing it to 6 out of 12. Our purple one will activate next. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It can in range of her, but it's going to clip this tree here, so it doesn't have range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 doesn't have range over here. So it's going to skip all of its AI steps, and the final one is going to be move towards the nearest opponent of 4. So our nearest opponent is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, a million. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, charging towards Rook, slowly but surely. Then we have our orange one. Our orange one is going to take a shot at her, then move 1, 2, 3, 4 to be adjacent to her and attempt to zap her. I would love to dodge with Nightingale, but she's standing in water, so she can't. So we're just going to roll our 2 dice, see how it goes. It got an 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I only have a 10 defense, so I'm going to take 2 damage plus 2 here. That's a total of 4 damage on Nightingale. She does have this card right here. So I can exhaust this when making, oh, not that part, but a passive. Reduce physical damage dealt to you from a melee attack. That's not a melee attack, it's a ranged attack, so this doesn't help us at all. We are in big trouble. We're just going to take the damage and she's going to get even more hurt. So she's taking a total of 4. Oh no. 4 more damage brings her to 14. She only has 4 health left. Oh, she has armor though. I failed to remember that she has 1 armor from her BA leather jacket. So she is only going to take 3, which is actually going to help quite a bit. I wish it could be the status phase right now so I could at least heal 1, but that's not at her turn. It's still the Fraggers. There's maybe 1 left. Oh no, we have to roll the purple die. This bug is going to zap me. Let's see how much it zaps me for. 3 damage. So I'm going to take 2 more, bringing myself to 15 health or damage I've taken. And the Fragor will also take that 3 damage as well. It's the first time we have hit that orange Fragor, but he has taken 3. The Giovanni will be going next. Is there an opponent within reach 2? Yes. Make a melee attack within reach 2. Follow up pull 2, force 11. Let's see how that goes. The person we'll be targeting with this attack is Zeke. He doesn't have line of sight to our good friend Rook here, even though Rook would be higher up on the track. So it's going to make the attack. I am going to get +1, hopefully, if I remember. It hasn't been Zeke's turn yet, so he can't unexhaust that occult t-shirt. We're just going to take a hit here. I got a 10. I actually have a total of 10 defense, 9 from my character and 1 from my defensive core. Or sorry, it's not a defensive core. It is a deflection core. I'm also in the hindering terrain, so that's going to give me +1 to my defense. So I have 11 defense. He has a 10. He has missed me. I don't have to worry about the follow-up because the follow-up only takes place if you are hit by the attack. I don't have any stamina, so I can't counterattack against him, which is too bad. So this Giovanni did nothing, which is absolutely awesome. The only thing the water Loa can do on its turn is attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Everything on the A card is null and void, except for can it move and attack an opponent within range 6? Yes, it can. So it'll make a single attack against Nightingale. We'll roll our 2 purple dice for the water Loa and see how it goes. It got an 8. It has missed Nightingale. Nightingale has a 9 defense. We survived the onslaught of the enemies. We don't have anything to unexhaust for Remy. She's just going to gain her 3 stamina, bringing her total up to 4. I'm going to spend 2 of them in order to move. We're going to decide to fly. That's going to be our plan. I can still fly with Remy. She can only fly if she has over half health, and she does. We're going to be moving away from those bulbs, though, and when we do, I'm going to flip over the bulb token, resolve the listed ability against all figures adjacent to the bulb. And that's going to be 2 of them because I'm going to move 1 right here. That's going to trigger both of these. Let's see what they do. The first one is going to be what's this black bulb, and the other one is a yellow bulb. All right, well, let's see what the yellow one does. The yellow one is going to be inflict disease. That's hideous. Let's see what the next one does. The next one is discard, place a muck terrain on all adjacent spaces. That doesn't sound very good either. Well, we have to inflict disease. I don't want to inflict disease. That's horrible. Remy's going to gain 1 of these disease tokens. It states here, passive, you may not have positive effects or remove damage or other effects. I can't heal her. That's awesome. And she can't gain the barrier token, which I haven't get a chance to even put on her yet. And sadly, Zeke is also going to gain this, which is absolutely devastating for him because he is so most close to death. And now I cannot remove damage from him. Oh, man. Zeke's life continues to just be terrible. We're going to place muck tokens on all adjacent spaces. It didn't say to place it on the one where it is. So these muck tokens are just going to go all around it. And muck is absolutely terrible. What muck does is figures in muck must spend an additional stamina point on all actions and abilities that cost 1 or more stamina point to use. Muck terrain may only be placed in normal and hindering, which is why I'm not putting it in the water space right here. So the all awesome Remy has disease and mucked Zeke by accident as she decides decides to fly away. Now this doesn't affect her because she was already flying when she decided to move, so she's moving 1, 2, and at this point I do have line of sight to this blue totem, so we're going to take a look at this. I'm sure it's going to be healing bunnies and happy thoughts. It states, hidden behind a rock, an Earth Loa turns to look in your direction. Spawn an Earth Loa on the space the totem occupied. So if you thought it was healing bunnies and happy words, it's not. It's a giant Earth Loa. My plan was to go over here and maybe take on a bug and get some of the treasure tokens, but instead now we have an Earth Loa here. I might have to adjust my plan, and I think I'm going to have to attack this thing. So I'm going 1, 2, now that it's there, I'm going to move 3 to right here and hit him with my super duper top heavy axe using my chain of command. I'm going to exhaust this to give myself reach 2. I have the wrong people attacking the wrong things. He's not going to be very good against this. We're going to give it a shot. Hopefully she can do some damage to this guy. I am fighting a Cardinal Earth Loa. On the flip side, it does say to put this guy in if your loot level goes to common, and it is at common right now. Oh man, let's see how we do against this. I'm going to roll my 2 dice here, see how it goes. I got a total of, oh my gosh, I got an 8, 9, 10, 11. He's got a 10 defense, so we've done 1 damage to him, 2 damage from our card. Then we do 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've done a total of 1 damage because look at these. He's got 5 armor. This is ridiculous. I'm going to use my Hammer Helm card to re-roll this die. Hopefully we can get another big number. That'd be great. A 6. That's going to be perfect. So I'm going to do some damage to this guy. Not 30, but some is going to be better than nothing. We've got, what is this? 8 plus 6 is 14. So we've done 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We've done a total of 10. Plus I can use this to exhaust this to grab another damage from that book. So 10, 11, 12. We've done 12 damage to this guy, minus 5, so he is going to take 6. I'm going to take that as a win because I'll take the wins whenever I can get them. Hopefully he doesn't hit me very hard as time goes on. Here's my 6 damage, placing it right down there. And that's the end of Remy's turn. We have exhausted both of our abilities, and we've exhausted our card as well. Our Earth Loa will be going next. When something spawns, it is going to go right after the person that spawned it on the track. That means it's going to go after Remy, which is right now. Let's see, it has hulking. I do want to mention that hulking doesn't let you move the creature in any way through abilities, which is why, even though I got a star on my Hammer Helm card, oh, I'm sorry, my Chain of Command card, I wasn't able to do the follow-up command 3. If I could have, that would have been awesome. I could have walked him right off the edge of the cliff. But since he has hulking, I'm not allowed to move him, so that was pointless to try to do it, which is why I grabbed the extra 2 damage. We're going to go down his card and see what he can do. Is there an ally within Sphere of Influence without barrier? Another ally within Sphere of Influence gains barrier. There is not. He does not have line of sight to anybody on his team right now, which is very good. Is there more than one opponent adjacent? No. Can it move and attack an opponent within reach 2? Yes, it can. Move to be within reach 2 of the nearest opponent, then make an attack with reach 2, follow up push 3, and inflict paralyze force 12. That's going to be attacking Remy. Remy's going to use her defense, of course. She's not in water, so she does get to roll a die. Let's see how it goes. I got 3 defense. That's awesome. Our Earth Loa is going to roll a green and teal die. Let's see how he does. He got a 6. I threw the other die on the ground because I'm awesome. We'll roll it up, and we get a total of 10, which is going to not be enough for him to hit us. I cannot counterattack him because he is at reach 2. His follow-up will not go off. The Earth Loa is done. It's Nightingale's turn. We are going to unexhaust our 2 abilities we've used. I'm going to heal 1 health, which I strongly need to do. I also get to unexhaust our inscribed casting rod. And let's move into her turn. I would like to get her up to attack that water Loa, but that's not going to happen. So it's time to fry some bugs. Let's start with some Gore Shot action. I'm going to use Gore Shot. I'm going to exhaust this to see if we can take out one of these bugs. I should be using it on our water Loa over here, but I don't know if I'm going to be getting the chance to get over there to attack him unless I actually take out this bug. Now, I could swing that rod at him. That's an option. I have 5 stamina points. Now that I think about it, I'm going to use 2 to make an attack with our inscribed casting rod and see how it goes. Is this a good idea? Probably not. We're going to roll up some dice and see how it goes here against this bug. I got an 8 and a 6. That's going to be fantastic. I got a 14. It has a defense of 11, so I've done 3 damage. Plus, if we add up all our symbols here, 3, we get 2 here, 3, 4, 5, and then we get 2 for this, 6, 7. I've done 7 damage. That bug has already taken 3, so it is up to 10 damage now, which is fantastic. We'll replace that 3 with a 10, and I think we're going to try to kill this thing. It only has 2 health left. I'm going to use this ambiguous plank. I can roll a purple die to deal physical damage. Well, that's enough. That would have killed about anything. It only had 2. I was able to kill this. I do have to discard this ambiguous plank now, which is kind of sad, because I could have used it to try to get across like rivers or gaps, but killing a bug is probably a good thing too. I'm not going to get any loot yet because it is part of a swarm. With that bug defeated, I'm able to continue on with Remy's turn, or Nightingale's turn. I'm sorry, she has 3 stamina left. She's only hit it with a giant rod. That was pretty awesome. I'm going to use 1 to move. I'm going to move to right here. And I'm going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces away from that water loa, and it's time to do some serious damage to that thing. And before we do, I'm going to continue my movement here up to 1, 2, 3, 4 to right there. That way 1, 2, 3, 4, that is within sphere of influence too, so I might actually try to paralyze this and gore shot this. We'll see how this all transpires. I've exhausted our gore shot. We'll roll up our casting die and see how it goes. A 6 plus 6 is 12. That'll be pretty good. I am going to exhaust my casting rod here to be able to roll in some extra damage. Let's see how that goes. Oh, I got a 7. That's awesome. It gets to do its casting or conviction check. Let's see how that goes for us. It got a total of 11, which is just not enough. I've got a total of 12. It got 11, so we did hit it. I can do 1, 2, 3. I can do a total of, I think, 11 damage to this thing, which is not going to kill. It's going to break to 1 health. Really? It's going to have 1 health? But that's how it goes. So at this point, I don't think I'm going to take the irreducible damage. I'm just going to do the 9 damage that I'm able to do, because at some point, I'm sure we can do 3 down the line. So I'm not going to take any of the irreducible to do the times 4, because that'll give me 4 more damage, which is going to be 6 plus... Oh, that will be enough. What am I talking about? I need to do more better math. Do more better math there. Best sentence ever. 2 magic damage plus 4 is 6. Plus 7 is 13. That is enough to kill our water loa. So we're going to do that. I'm going to take the 2 irreducible damage, bringing myself to 16 damage, which is super close to her death. But it does kill our water loa, giving myself another loot card. And we have 7 more gold that we're going to give to Nightingale. That's awesome. So our water loa is defeated. We did 13 damage to it. I am going to 1, 2, 3, 4 use my paralyze now. I have 1 stamina left. We are going to paralyze that thing. I'm going to use Root the Mind and exhaust that to see if I can get him. This is where I wish I had something that could unexhaust an item, because I'd love to get my rod back, but we're not going to be able to do that. We're going to use our casting die with our Root the Mind. Let's see how it goes. I got a total of 9. That's going to be absolutely terrible. He gets to roll a white and orange. Let's see how that goes. I totally failed miserably. He is not paralyzed, and he is going to come down. He's going to get in there. He's going to come in here. He's going to kill us. Oh no, Nightingale's going to be dead. Rook only has a few things he has to do now in order to make sure we all make it through. He has to kill this person, and then go stand over there so this thing attacks him and not Nightingale. I don't know if that's going to happen. We'll see what we can do. This bug right here, this Fragor, has 8 health on it. If I were to cast my fever spell, I'd only do a maximum of 3 damage, and I can't heal anybody because there's nobody within the sphere of influence except for Zeke, who can't be healed because he is diseased. So we're not going to cast fever. We're just going to hit him with our Morning Star. We're going to take this thing and see if we can do some damage. Rook gets to attack with just a white and green die. Let's see how we do. I need an 11 in order to hit this guy. Oh my gosh, I got 13. That should definitely be enough to take this guy out. 11 plus, or 11, 12, 13. I did 2, and then we did 2, and then we did 2, and that's a ton more than I needed to. So this Fragor is going to be removed from the board. Goodbye, Mr. Fragor. I don't ever want to see these guys again. These guys are terrible. And we're going to move into something else for him. I think we're going to move and maybe try to attack that Geovaden. I have 2 stamina left for Rook. We're going to use 1 stamina to move. I'm going to move 1, 2, 3. And as soon as I move there, he is going to make a break attack against me. It would have actually been earlier than this, I believe, because right down here, Adrenaline, the first time each turn the Geovaden can, it will counter with an attack up to reach 2. So I'm going to move Rook back a little bit. I'll show you on the board where I moved him to make this attack actually happen. We'll roll up its die. It gets a white and, or yellow, sorry, no, I've said multiple colors. Blue, green, there we go. That's the entire spectrum. Green and teal. And see how he does against him. Oh my gosh, is that a 9? It got a 14? I don't think that's a good one at all. I think we're going to use a power here. We're going to use our once per encounter ability here. After all rolls are made against you, remove all symbols from 1 die. We're going to do that to remove all these from the 9. So this is a 14 and an extra damage, physical damage down here of 1. I have a defense of 10, so I'm going to be taking 4, 5 damage, and I have 5 armor, and he did not roll any books, so the armor piercing does not go off. Now, I could be wrong about this, but what I meant before while I was making the attack is he moved here, and that's at reach 2, so I believe he would counter at that point. So he's going to move 1, 2, 3. Now, you only get to make 1 counter attack or against an opponent break attack as they're moving through. You don't just keep to make continuous break attacks. That'd be awesome. That's not how it works. 1, 2, 3. At this point, I could potentially attack him. But I think we're going to, no, I think that's going to be fine. We're going to stop right there. I only have 1 stamina point left, but I do have a plan. And sadly, I couldn't counterattack that because it was a reach 2 attack. I'm going to exhaust Maw of the Warden here to allow myself to roll a black die. The amount of shields that I get is how much damage I'm going to do that Giovanni. I'm just going to roll right here and see we got 4 shields. We did a total of 4 damage to him. Sadly, that's 17 damage on him, and he's got 18 health. He's alive by 1 point. You've got to be kidding me. All I can do is touch him and he dies. It's now Zeke's turn. He's the last person to go. He's going to gain 3 stamina. He needs to prove that he can be the man he is. He's going to use 1 stamina to move. I'd like to fire that bow with my pumped up die. I'd like to be able to empower it. Oh, that'd be so good. I could maybe get those shields. But standing in muck here does not help me at all. We're going to move 1 square that way. And at this point, I am now going to fire this bow. Oh, it's going to fire through the hindering terrain, though. We're going to do this. I'm going to move 1, 2, 3 to right here. At this point, I'm not going to be dealing with hindering terrain on this guy. I still will have some over there, but that's okay. I'm going to fire at both of these using that down the masses ability that I have. We're going to exhaust that to fire at 2 different people. Of course, all the rest of our stuff is exhausted, so I do get some rerolls and things like that. Hopefully, we can take these guys down. Sadly, without being able to empower it, that bow just doesn't have a kick. The first thing that's going to happen is first time each turn, the Giovanni can choose to dodge. So he's going to choose to dodge. Wow, I'm not going to hit the Giovanni, but maybe I'll hit the other guy. I get to roll an orange and white die. I was really hoping to hit the Giovanni and kill him, but I don't think that's going to happen. Let's see how we do. We got a 7 and a 4. That is an 11. That is enough to hit that Fragor. Sadly, I'm only going to be doing 1 damage to it. I would like to hit the Giovanni, but the Giovanni has 16 defense. There is a chance. There is a chance I could roll this, and I think there's like a 8 on here in there. That's still not going to be enough. The highest I can get is an 8. That's just not going to do it. There's no way I could hit that Giovanni with these 2 particular dice. So we're just going to stick with this and deal damage to the Fragor. And of course, my plan is to do 1 damage to Fragor, but I don't even get to do that because I forgot he's in hindering terrain yet again. So he needed a 12 to hit him. I only got an 11. It's going to be our turn next, or not our turn. I hope it's our turn. We're going to shuffle up our initiative cards here. We've got everybody still on the board except for the Waterloas. I do have to take that card out. There we are. Waterloa card is gone. We do have to give these a good old truffle shuffle here and hope that the monsters don't come out this time because that was out of control. I don't want any monsters, especially you, Giovanni. I want you to go last so I can maybe take you out. I don't want these guys around. Let's go ahead, see who's going to go first. Oh, the Fragor is going first. Oh my gosh, the Earthloa. Then Remy. Well, Remy's going to get beat up first. So Giovanni, Nightingale, Zeke, and Rook. So that was pretty much the worst draw I could have gotten. Wow, this initiative track's just been brutal to me. Let's put Nightingale's stamina token back on there and start with the Fragors. The Fragors, is there an opponent adjacent? No. Is there an opponent within range 6? Yes. Make an attack at range 6 against the farthest opponent within range. The farthest opponent is 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. They're both the same. It cannot see Nightingale, or sorry, Remy, so it's not going to fire at Remy. It's going to look at the track, and Nightingale is the closest here, so Nightingale is going to get shot, and this potentially could most likely be the end for Nightingale. But who knows? There's always a chance. Nightingale is going to use her defensive core now because she's not in water anymore, and let's see how that goes. I need some... Oh no, that's terrible. Let's see how the Fragor goes when it attacks. The Fragor got a 10. That is enough to hit Nightingale. Nightingale has a total of 10 defense. This is going to do an extra 2 physical attack. What I can do is I have my armor right here, so I am able to soak up 1. Oh, I could exhaust this to dodge. I would definitely do that. That's what I get for going out a turn. I got another skull. So I didn't get anything on my dodge dice. I've exhausted this, but I do get to reduce 1 of it because of my armor, so I'm only going to take 1. Nightingale is at 17 damage. She has a total of 12, 13, 14, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. She only has a total of 16, 17, 18 health. Oh, she's alive by 1 health. Can you believe that? She has 1 health left. That Fragor has finished its activation, but it's going to continue because all the stuff on his cards says continue down. The first thing it's going to do is place one of these bulb tokens out next to the person it attacked and next to as many people as possible. There's only one, it can't affect anybody else, so let's put it right there. Actually, I'll put it over here just because I know if I walk by it, I'm going to get attacked by this thing. It's going to be awesome. Let's continue on. The next thing on its card is, can it move adjacent to an opponent? Yes, move to be adjacent to as many opponents as possible. It can move 1, 2, 3, 4. It can only be close to 1. At this point, it's going to deal a purple damage to itself and everybody else around it. So we're going to roll a purple die and see how much damage we do. I want to see a 5 on this die. I got a 6. That's okay. Rook is going to take 1 damage because he's got a total of 5 armor, but I get to do 6 damage to that Vragor. It is at 6 life left. It has taken 6 damage. The first thing this thing is going to try to do is find out if there's another ally within Sphere of Influence. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, this one, but it is still being blocked by this, so it doesn't have view of that because the direct diagonals go straight through there, and this is too far away. The bug that's over here, it can't see it. Now it's going to try to, is there more than one opponent adjacent? No. Can it move to attack an opponent within range 2? Yes. So it's going to move to the closest person and make an attack at range 2 with a follow-up push 3 paralyze. I do not want to be paralyzed by this thing. Let's see how this goes. It's going to attack Remy. I do not have any way to dodge because Remy has basically used it and it hasn't been her turn to unexhausted yet. It rolls a green and a teal. Let's see how it's going. We got an 11. It hit. Oh no, it hit her and she only has a 10 defense. So it's going to hit her and do a total of 1, 2, 3 more damage. So it did a total of 3. I do have this right here, my BA leather jacket. I can go ahead and whoa, I got my passive. Reduce physical damage dealt to you by 2. So I'm going to reduce it by 2, and I'm going to have my armor, so it's going to soak everything up. At this point, I am still hit. Just because I didn't take damage, I'm still hit, so I do have to do the follow-up here, which is going to be at a force 12. Remy, unbelievably, has one of the greatest items I think there is. It says right here, Conviction Upgrade X, where X upgrade is 1 or more equipped combat dice. My combat dice are a teal. So I have teal and a white conviction dice because I have an upgrade on my enchanted piercing. So we're going to take both of those dice and roll, and I need to do a force 12. Oh my gosh, let's see if we can do this. Force 12. Yes, I got force 14. Take that. Oh, I am the force 14 girl. She did not get hit by this paralyzed. That would have been absolutely devastating. Before we move into Remy's turn, I did forget to move these 2 loot tokens. They have to follow the currents, and they're eventually going to be going off there. Remember, we have to save these. This ends when all enemies are defeated, and there's no more of these on the board. So if I don't get to them, well, then they're going to go over the falls, and I'm not going to see what they are. And I'm a big fan of seeing what treasure is. It's Remy's turn. She has 3 stamina. I think it's time to check out what some of this treasure is. I have options, and I think the biggest option is to go for this treasure chest. I can fly a total of, what, 6, 7, 8 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to right here, which means next turn I could potentially get over here. Or I could go for this and move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6 to here. 7, 8. It would have to be 8. That's going to be no good. I'm not going to be able to get to that chest in time. I'm going to have to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Next turn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 right here actually, and see if we can get that chest at that point. That's the only way to get all of these chests. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to do it. So she's going to spend all 3 stamina to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to right here. This is a little weird because these do tell me I have to take checks, but I believe since I am flying, I am not going to have to worry about that right now. We'll move now to the Geovadin's turn, who is about to absolutely ruin somebody's day. The Geovadin here has, is there an opponent adjacent? Yes, make an attack, then move to be at up to reach 2 from the farthest opponent, which is going to be Remy. During this action, add 4 movement, so it's going to have a total of 10 speed or movement, which is going to be terrible. Then make an attack within reach 2. I need to get, everybody here needs a reach 2 instrument or attacking equipment piece because I can't counter against anything because everything seems to be at reach 2. Rook is going to be the one that gets attacked, and then it's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to right there and attack Remy. This Geovadin only has 1 health left, and it's causing me tons of problems. It's going to attack Rook, and it got an 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's enough to hit Rook, of course. That's fantastic. So it hit Rook for 12 Okay, and I have a total of 10. We're going to take 12, so that's 2, 3, 4, and I have +1 armor piercing. So I only have 4 armor. I'm going to reduce all of this. I'm not going to take any damage. So at this point, since I did not take damage, I can choose to counter. And I am going to use my ability core here to counter his attack, meaning I can use my shield and my Morningstar to attempt to hit him. Now, before I do that, he does say once per turn, he attempts to dodge. So he's going to try to dodge this counterattack. Are you kidding? I have 4 shields. Oh my gosh. We're going to roll. This isn't going to matter what this roll is, I don't think. An 8 and a 2. Now, there's a chance. What's the highest one? 15. And again, he's got a total of 16 defense. There's no way I can hit this thing before it runs off and attacks Remy. That makes me so sad. So, so sad. I have no way to damage this guy that... Oh, wow, I can't believe it. It's unbelievable. I rolled a 4 again. I have to hold this dog up. It was here. It moved 1. At this point, it is going to be... I attempted to counterattack it. I missed. And it does state on the Geovadin's card, Adrenaline, the first time each turn the Geovadin can, it will counter with an attack it up to reach 2. So at this point, it's going to counterattack my counterattack. And it's going to see if it hits me. On top of that, it should gain a courage token for a successful dodge attempt against Rook. So it's getting even more skills and stuff to use against me. Oh man, this is something else. I don't think I have much I can do about this. We'll see how it goes here. I got a 9, so it missed. So funny thing, now that that missed, I am going to be sad because I don't have any other way to counter, but he is also done. He's not going to do anything else. He's going to stop right there because once you do a different action, your other action stops. So his movement now stops at this point. And since he missed with an attack, he is going to discard his courage. I think he should have gotten a courage token when Zeke attacked him. I can't remember or not, but we're just going to go without it. If I did miss that, I'll of course be able to make sure I put a comment in there. Nightingale is going to heal 1 damage from the status here, and she has something, if we remove an effect from an ally within sphere of influence, that's not going to help her heal, which is what I was really hoping for. She's going to unexhaust her abilities here. She's going to move, which is going to be sad because she's going to have to deal with that bulb. Let's see what happens. So my goal is to move to be able to hit something. Let's see what this does. This might not make me move. It is a green bulb. Inflict poison. Oh no, I think that's probably going to kill her. Poison states, purple, you are dealt a purple die of irreducible damage on the status time. So I'm going to be able to heal 1, and then I have to take a purple damage worth of die. That's probably going to kill her unless I have a way of healing her. And I do. I have my magic balm. It says I can discard this to remove an effect from an ally within sphere of influence. I'm going to choose her. We're going to get rid of her poison so she doesn't die. I'm not a fan of dying. She's going to use... She has 4 stamina. She is going to use 1 of them to move. And she has 3 more I'm going to place over here on her card. So let's move her. I think she's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, right here. This is where she's going to stop. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can get both of those within sphere of influence. Oh no, what am I doing? The person I want to be going for is this giant thing right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2. Oh, I can't get to it. I needed these things dead before I get... Okay, next turn we're going after that. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to right here. And we're going to cast some spells. Hopefully we can take both of these people down. We're going to step up 1 more space to right there. And before we cast Gore Shot, I'm going to actually try to hit this Fragor. Maybe I can do enough damage with that rod to hopefully kill it. And then all I'd have to do is cast Gore Shot on this guy to kill him. Oh man, would that be really good? That would be really good. Let's see if it happens. I honestly don't think this is happening, but let's give it a shot. What do we got to lose? I need a... Oh my gosh, I got a 16. I needed an 11. I got a 16. This probably is going to do it. I am going to do a massive amount of damage. I needed an 11. I got a 16. So right now we are 5 damage into this. Then I get to do 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 4, 5, 6, plus whatever that is. 6 plus 6 is 12. It's way more than enough. The Fragor is dead just from the attack from this. Oh my gosh, Remy is such an... Nightingale is such an MVP. I love it. She has killed the Fragor. She has also killed the last Fragor. So she gets to draw a combatant loot card. And she has found... What's this? 7 gold. That's fantastic. She can take the 7 gold all the way to the bank. She's the only one with gold. She's the only one that's killed anything. That's amazing. I guess some of the Fragors have been killed by other people. That's it for this. I'm going to now cast Gore Shot. Let's take our Gore Shot and bring it into view here and try to take out the Geovod. I only need to do 1 damage to him, so there's no reason to exhaust my staff to try to do the extra damage. Gore Shot alone will take him down. I need to roll my Conviction, or my casting die, which is a teal die. I got a 7. That is going to be a 13. It has a Conviction die of white and teal, so we'll see what we can get from this. Hopefully not enough to stop this. Not even close. It takes 2 damage. It is also dead. It only had 1 damage left, so I'm not going to take any extra damage. We're going to get another combatant loot card. We have gotten 10 gold now, so we've just pouring in the gold. I'm a huge fan of gold. We've taken also off 2 of our enemies. Nightingale is slowly becoming the MVP of this battle. She has taken out 2 more enemies. Wow, magic is super good. I love it. We're going to now move into Zeke's turn. Zeke is going to grab 3 stamina, and he's going to shoot at that water. Oh, I don't even need to shoot at the Earth Loa. The Earth Loa can't move very fast, lucky for us. He could potentially go for that shield if he wanted to. Every time he touches one of these, he has to do a test. We're going to go for it. I have 3 stamina points. Let's see what happens. Zeke is going to, he's almost dead anyway. He's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and he has his occult t-shirt giving him +1 speed, so 7 to right there. At this point, he will have to make a perception check. That's the end of my movement. I am going to spend 1 more stamina point to give myself 2 more movement points. I'm going to move here, then I'm going to move here. At this point, if I make it, I'm going to use my other stamina point to grab this token here and see what happens. Zeke has a perception of 6. He actually has the best perception of my entire group. So I'm glad he's the one doing this. We're going to roll our 2 skill dice and see how it goes. 6 plus 10 is 16. That's more than I need. So we're going to take our second one and see how it goes. Well, no, we got a 5. Plus 6 is 11. In order to complete the check on those dangerous edges, I need a perception of 10, so we did actually make it. Now, the sword in the rock is a blue objective token, and in order to pick up our blue objective token, I have to do a strength 10 check. Now, sadly, he's not the strongest one. That is Rook. He only has a 4 strength. We're going to roll our 2 skill dice again and see how it goes. I got 1,000,000. That's enough to check out what this token is. Not to mention it through the token. It was destiny that was able to pick up this sword. So let's check out our blue objective. Our blue objective token states, you pull the blade with all your might. It slowly slides out of the dirt, and you hold it up triumphantly. Suddenly, the ground gives way beneath your feet. Place a dangerous terrain token on the space your figure occupied, and place your figure on an adjacent space. Then make a lore 12 check. If you fail this check, you don't realize how unstable the ground is. The weapon slips from your hands and plummets out of your reach as you stumble to more solid footing. If you pass, you anticipated that the ground could give way. Then gain a random common weapon with sword, axe, or knife tag. Well, I was really hoping for the Excalibur, but I guess I'll go with something like this. Now, of course, we still have to make this lore 12 check, and guess what he's really bad at? Yep, you got it, lore. I wish Lore was actually here, but sadly he's still in Star Trekville, and so he's not able to help me. I got a 10! Oh my gosh, look at that, 5 and 5. So we were able to, oh no, I need a 12. Super premature excitement. That we failed. We did not get the common item, and we have to place a dangerous terrain token on our square, and we don't get anything for this. So we'll place a dangerous terrain token right here in Zeke's square. He's going to move adjacent over here, and since the book is making me move, I don't think I'm going to take that test. Besides, I've taken a lot of tests. I've had a lot of heartache and sadness right now. Actually, I still got all 4 characters, so I think I'm really good at so far. Of course, we only have these 2 tokens to get. We have to worry about this guy, and we have to kill everything on the board, so that has to die before the end of this adventure. We do need to also gain these. Rook is the only one left. He, I think, is going to move. He and Nightingale are going to try to take this guy out. I think together he can stand toe-to-toe with it, and she can probably zap it with those magic spells of hers. She's really good at that. He's going to move 1, 2. This thing can move 1, 2, 3, 4 and attempt to reach 2, so I'm going to actually back it up 1. He's going to move right there. I think that's going to be where he goes, just in case some random thing comes popping out, because, you know, there is this token up here, and you never know. Again, highly doubt that's healing bunnies and happiness over here. Before he finishes his turn, he is going to use his barrier spell, and he's going to give barrier to Nightingale. Or wait a minute, 1, 2, 3, 4. Remy, oh wait, Remy can't gain anything because she's got that disease on her still. So Nightingale is going to grab barrier even though she only has 1 health left. We have come to the end of our round. We're going to give Rook his million stamina tokens that he has. I'm just going to leave him right there. And Nightingale gets her 1. All the ones right there are Rooks. We'll remember that. I bumped the board. Have to admit, that's one sad thing. I wish I could connect all those pieces as we play. We're going to give these a truffle shuffle. We'll see what we get for our characters here. Hopefully, well, actually, it's not even going to matter. That the Earth Loa can't get to us, which is pretty sweet. Totally, I'm so happy he's moving first. Rook, Zeke, Nightingale, and Remy. So Remy's going last. Remy's going to activate this last. That's kind of scary, but we'll see how it all goes. I'm going to give everybody back their stamina tokens. Rook is going to gain his 4. He has a mountain of them. And Nightingale gets her 1. Now, of course, the max you have is 5, so Rook is kind of has more than he probably should need. The last thing we have to do is move our treasure chest. We're going to move this one up 1 and this one up 1 as well. Remy still has to get over there. This one's going to fall next turn if I don't get her over there. We'll move to the Earth Loa's turn. The Earth Loa isn't going to be able to do anything. It just asks if there's a person adjacent. Can it move and attack an opponent with reach 2? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. I position them so that it's not going to be attacked. That's the best they can do because his last action is otherwise move toward the nearest opponent. That's all I can do with the Earth Loa. Thank goodness it is time for Rook. Rook has a plan. I don't know how good it is. We'll see how it's going to go. He's going to cast that fever spell first. He's going to spend 2 stamina to do that. He is going to gain 1 more stamina because the max you have is 5. He's going to cast that fever spell on this Earth Loa and hopefully it takes hold. If it is, he's going to be able to do damage and heal up Nightingale. My casting die for him is purple. I got a 7. That's really good. Let's see how the Cardinal Earth Loa does. Nothing. He got a 7 total. Now, of course, that's 7 plus the casting cost of Fever, which is 6. So that does hit. I'm going to be able to deal half my total armor value, which is 5. So that's going to be 3 magic damage. He's not going to be able to do anything about that. His armor does not help him with magic damage. We'll put that right here. I do get to heal somebody that as well. We're going to heal Nightingale. She's going to go up to 1, 2, 3. She has taken 13 damage at this point, so she's slowly getting her health back, but not fast enough. Rook does have more stamina. He's going to cast that spell again. I do not have to exhaust this spell. It does not say exhaust anywhere on here, so we're going to give this a shot again. Let's see how we do. That 7 looks pretty good. A 5 is okay. That's an 11. Let's see if that's going to stick against this Earth Loa. No, it's not going to stick this time. The Earth Loa got a 12. It does not stick. We didn't do any extra damage, but we are going to move. We're going to use our last stamina point to move 1, 2, 3 adjacent to that Earth Loa. I know that seems like a suicide maneuver, but if this thing misses, I'm able to at least counterattack. Otherwise, this thing will attack at reach 2, which I wouldn't be able to counterattack against. Zeke is next. He's standing right here. He is going to turn, and with his 3 stamina points he is going to shoot his bow right at that Earth Loa, and this time I get to empower this attack. I roll a white and an orange against this. Let's see how it goes. I got an 8 and a 6. That's a 14. That's ridiculous. That's going to be an incredible amount of damage, hopefully. I do need 5 shields. Oh, I forgot my empowering die. I did that for a reason. Let's see how the empowering die is. I get 1 more shield. Oh, that's just not enough. I need 1 more shield. How can I possibly get another shield? I could exhaust this to roll a die again. I could choose this one. This one only has 1 shield on. I think it only ever gets 1 shield, doesn't it? Yep, it only ever gets 1 shield, and this one only ever gets 2, and there's no way to re-roll this black die, so the most I can have is 4, and I needed 5 in order to actually hit him with my big 6 physical attack. But an 8 plus 6 is 14. That's still okay. That's enough to hit him by 4, and with this it's going to do 1 more physical damage, so that's not quite good enough. The good news is I am not moving, so I do gain 1 to my attack roll. And it does say attacks made against an opponent that dealt damage to an ally since the end of this last turn gains +2 physical damage. Well, this thing hasn't hit anybody, so that didn't happen either. Oh, there's nothing. This bow, I'm really not digging the bow. Not digging the bow at all. I haven't been able to get the wilt thing off. I can't get this extra 2 damage. Maybe it has happened and I just missed it, but we're at the point now where I got a 15, so that's 5 over, plus I get the 1 physical damage from the star and no more from the shields because I rolled a bunch of books and they don't help me at all. So we're going to do 1 damage, which really... That was a terrible shot with the bow, but we'll put it right up here. So I've done 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 points of damage to this guy so far. Nightingale is next. She will unexhaust all of her stuff and gain 1 health, putting her at 12 damage. She's going to gain 3 stamina points, meaning she has 4 stamina points. So I'm going to spend 1 of my stamina points to move. I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, Let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to move up to there. I know I'm kind of going through the hindering terrain, but that's okay. It'll actually help her as well. She still has 3 stamina points remaining. Let's see what she can do with them. I think the first thing she's going to do is, you're right, she is going to fire off her gore shot. She's going to exhaust this and attempt to get that Earth Loa. Our casting die is green. I could be empowering it with some of the other stamina points I have, but I'm just going to fire it off like this. Or should I empower it? Oh no, I think we're just going to fire it off, see how it goes. I got a 7. That's a 13. That's pretty good. At this point, I am going to spend 1 more stamina point to exhaust my staff to allow myself to do a teal amount of damage. I did potentially 7 damage if he rolls terrible on his conviction check. Let's roll his conviction check. He did terrible. Yes. Look at this. He got a 6. I got way more than that. So I'm going to do 2, plus I'm going to take the 2 irreducible damage, bringing myself to 14 damage on her. I know that's real risky, but doing damage to this thing is fantastic, especially because it's magic damage. His armor is not going to affect this. So we're doing 6 with our spell and 7 with our dice. We're doing a total of 13 points of damage. Let's grab that, and then we get to adjust some of those tokens we have out there, and we can see where we're actually at. So we got 10 plus 3, 6, 9, 10. I'm going to remove those. I've done 25 points of damage against this Earth Loa. Oh man, I think we can take it down next turn, but I won't be able to do it this turn because Remy has to go save the treasure chest. That's another 10, not a 5. So we're at 25 on that thing. And to make sure this thing doesn't do anything to us, I'm going to spend another one of my stamina points, and we are going to go ahead and try to root the mind. We got a 6 plus 6 is 12. We'll roll up our conviction dice for him. He got an 8. That does not work. He is now paralyzed. That's perfect. He will not be going next turn, and that's going to be huge. So we should be able to take this guy out at the end of the turn. Well, I should say the end of next turn. I still have to get through this turn. Remy is going to gain 3 stamina. She's going to fly. I think that's the only way I can get there. I'll have to do some counting, but I don't think I have any other way to do it. So I'm going to spend my 2 stamina to fly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the best I can do. Now, I'm going to be moving 1, 2, and at this point, I am going to reveal this token. I'm going to place this red stamina token up to remind myself of where I'm ending, depending on what happens there. The red totem says, tucked away behind a pile of rocks, something stirs. If 1 or more Fragors are on the board, read A. Otherwise, read B. Well, there's none. We killed them all. So we're going to go to B. I'm going to guess that's going to be no good. Let's see. It's no good. The rocks stir as 3 Fragors scurry into the open from behind the rubble. Spawn 3 Fragors adjacent to the space this totem occupied. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Here we go. So our Fragor buddies, red, purple, and yellow, are all back out on the board, and I need to keep flying. Now, I'm not going to be doing any break attacks because I'm in the air. I'm going to be ending right here, and we are going to loot this treasure chest. Let's see what color chest it is. We have found the green chest. I'm going to place her right back here on that yellow marker that I don't know anything about that yellow marker. There is only 1 marker left. I'm going to remove this. I don't think we'll need this anymore. We're just going to get rid of that. And look at all this blocking terrain in front of us. None of our characters can help us out. Oh boy, she's in a world of hurt, but if I didn't go and get that chest, it would have fallen off the edge into there. The green one says, inside this chest you find a pile of treasure. The party gains 20 gold. That's awesome. We got 20 gold, but now we have 3 Fragors on the board. And she's going to have to deal with them because it's going to go after her turn, so that means it activates right now. We do have, is there an opponent adjacent? No. Is there an opponent within range 6? Yes. Make an attack against the farthest opponent within range 6. So there's only one. That's going to be Remy. Remy is not standing on any type of hindering terrain, which would have helped her. The good news is she's not in the water, so at least she could potentially dodge, and all 3 of these are going to make an attack. I don't have any stamina, and I only have my defensive core. I'm going to get attacked by all 3 of these, so I don't see why at least using it once isn't going to be a bad thing. So we're going to use it for the first attack. Since I'm not in water, I can do a dodge. We're going to roll our black die. See how it goes. I got 4. Now I'm going to be attacked by the red one. The red one has to do its full movement. I know I said all 3 are going to attack, but we have to do each one in order, and the red one is the first one. So it's going to make its attack with its 2 teal dice. It got a 12. That would have normally hit Remy, but it does not because I have my 4 extra defense here. At this point, I have to place a bulb token down next to Remy. We'll put it right there. It is now going to continue down. Can it move to be adjacent to an opponent? Yes, it can. It can move 1, 2, 3 to right there to be adjacent to her, it's going to do a purple die worth of damage. Its turn is going to end, and it is going to be pushed down the river there, and so that will clear a spot for the purple one. Let's take our purple attack from that one, and then the purple one will make its attack. Good news is this damage affects both of us, so we're both going to take 5 damage. Remy does get to soak up one of it with her armor, taking 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 puts her at 7. But that's going to give us 5 points of damage on the red Fragor, so I'm going to go place this token right down on that one. I am now going to be attacked by the second one. I can't do anything about this. It does say, is there opponent within range 6? Make an attack against the farthest opponent within range 6, then place a random bulb token next to it. The interesting thing is I am exactly enough to be able to be attacked. If we go back to the board after this attack, I'll show you that it had a way of drawing a line of sight to me, but this 8 does not hit. That Fragor has missed. If we look at the board, Remy's here, the Fragor is here. It's going to cross right here to see if it has line of sight, so it does because it's not going to clip this square. This one's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4 right here to be adjacent to Remy. It's going to roll its purple die for damage against Remy and itself. Then it is going to be pushed down the current against that bug, so it's not going to be able to move. So it's going to take 1 irreducible damage from the current, and then let's go ahead and roll up our purple die. Remy needs some major help from her friends. Oh my gosh, 7 damage. Good news is that bug has taken 8 damage total because of the 1 irreducible it's taken from the river. But if we look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, she is at 13 damage. Remy has a total damage capacity. Oh, I get to, one of my armor is going to soak up one of them. That's at least half the battle here. I do have a total of 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 from my armor here. 17, 18 total is what I have. So I only have 6 left that I can take before Remy goes down herself. Good news, she has a vitality juice box that she might need to use. I also need to place a bulb token down adjacent to her when that one made an attack. I'll put it right here. So she is surrounded by these horrible bulbs, and if she moves, she's going to be zapped by both of those. Who knows what they do, but the last one did disease, which was absolutely terrible. And it put muck everywhere. This one is the only one left. It cannot attack her. It has no line of sight to her. It cannot attack her either. It has no line of sight. It's going to clip this square right here. Its direct diagonal is there, and anything that way is going to not be able to see Nightingale. So we've kind of gotten lucky with this bug. It can't actually make an attack with against opponent within range 6. So instead, the only thing it has left is, can it move adjacent to an opponent? Move to be adjacent to as many opponents as possible. If we look at the track, Nightingale is actually first. It can get to Nightingale 1, 2, 3, 4. These other 2 could not get to Nightingale, which is why I had it go after Remy, and it's the only person it can be next to, so it's going to do a purple die worth of damage to Nightingale. That was a terrible place to put her, but again, I had no idea it was going to spawn from there. I thought it was going to be Happy Bunnies of Healing. Let's roll that purple die and see how we do. 6. I think that killed her. Nightingale's going to take 4. She has 1 armor from her BA leather jacket, and she has a barrier token. Let's see how 4 does. 1, 2, 3, 4. That puts her at 18. She has 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 from her core. That is enough. She has taken enough damage to knock her out. I'll remove her figure from the board, and she is KO'd. Wow, we lost Nightingale. She was the one I thought was going to have to take out that Earth Loa. All right, we got 3 people left. Let's see what we can do. It's 3 on 4. We're going to remove Nightingale and her extra stamina points she had, which she could have used to dodge, but you can't dodge something that's zapping you. Bug zapper. I should get a bug zapper. That should be the weapon I get. I'm going to mix up our initiative deck, and we need to go before these Fragors, or this could be bad news, especially Remy. Remy needs to go, or this could be something else. Zeke is good first, then the Earth Loa. That's totally fine. Rook is next. Come on. Oh no, the Fragors are next, and then Remy. Remy's going to get absolutely mauled by these Fragors before she gets a chance to do anything. Let's put our stamina points out for Nightingale. Oh, she's dead. Totally gone. I'm going to take my 3 stamina points now, and I have to just go ahead and attack this person. I have to try to take him out. I'm going to empower that attack with the bow. Oh, I could move down 1, 2 to here. I have to take a perception check and then move to here. If I do that, I could fire with our bow And that bug did do an extra damage to us based on killing her. So I could use this. Attacks made against an opponent that dealt damage to an ally since the end of your last turn gains +2 physical damage. And when an opponent within Sphere of Influence deals 4 or more damage to an ally, that opponent is inflicted with Wilt. I could get him with Wilt, and I could also attack him with the extra 2 damage. I think that's how that works if I want to do it that way. Or I could just shoot this guy with a giant shot. That's such a tough call. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He could potentially get over here and maybe start attacking that bug. That might not be a bad idea, but maybe the bow is a better idea. But remember, if I don't get all those shields, this bow really doesn't do anything. I think we're going to do that. We're just going to stay here and make this shot, because if I miss Perception 10 check, that's going to be terrible. Let's shoot this guy with the bow. Lots of talk of planning. Sorry about that. We're going to roll up our Bear of Justice, but first I get to do my empowering die. I guess I get to roll them all, and let's see how it goes. Come on, I need some shields on all these dice. I got a 4. Well, that's terrible, but I got a 2. That's pretty good. So, actually, it's not too bad. I can use my Kill the Messenger card. I'm going to exhaust that to flip this to its 8, which is pretty good. Or should I flip this to, it's a 7. Okay, so now I'm at 10. 10 actually hits him. I don't do any extra damage, but I get the, and I don't even get the extra from the shields. So I'm going to re-roll this die with my quiver here and see what we get. Come on, we need a big number here with this quiver. Oh, that's it. That has to take this guy down. That's the best roll I can do. I went from worst to best. That's pretty good. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's going to be 5 damage. I'm 5 over him, so that's 10 damage. And I get 11, 12 damage. So I did a total of, what, 12 minus 5 is 7. He only had 5 damage left. We were able to take out the Earthloa with that shot. I think we did make the right call. I think AT&T will agree with me. I'm going to see what combatant loot card we get. We get a monster loot. Oh, that's fantastic. There are 2 different Earthloa cards, so I'm just going to roll this white die and see which one gets it. The first roll is going to be for this one a 2, and this one is a 6, so we were able to get this Earthloa card, and it says right here, Monster Loot Material. I'm able to flip this. When an opponent within Sphere of Influence starts their turn, until the end of this turn, treat all instructions on their AI step as if you were the only opponent on the board. Oh, that's fantastic. So it's like a taunt of some kind. That's going to be great. I really wish I can get that to Rook. We'll remove the Earthloa from the board, and Rook is going to get 3 stamina points using 1 to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to right there. I think 1, 2, 3, 4. I could go 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the best I could do. I could get to right there, but that's probably going to be less that I have to run through in the long run. So this is the way to go. Let's attack him with our Morning Star using our other 2 stamina points. We are attacking the gold one with our 2 dice. Let's see how we do. We got a total of 7. That's not enough to hit. I needed an 11. I wonder if there's any way I can re-roll that. I do. I have this. I can once per encounter use it. So we're going to put our use token on it and go ahead and re-roll as many dice as we want. We're going to re-roll both the white and the teal because they're both pretty bad. I need a big number this time. I did not get a big 2 is killing me. I got it twice. So that doesn't hit anything. He has failed his attack. Not the end of the world. He's going to sit right where he is, and hopefully when they attack, I can maybe counterattack against them. Oh, I have one more trick. I forgot. I am going to exhaust this to allow myself to roll a black die and deal shield worth of damage. I dealt 4 damage to it. That's really good. That makes up for that blunder of a Morning Star. That Morning Star has to be replaced. So I get to do another 4 damage to the orange one, which means she has 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's got 10 damage on it. It does have 10 damage on it. Let's remove all this and just flip that thing. So I only have to do 2 more damage. Hopefully it misses its attack and I can counterattack and really take it out. Sadly, Remy has absolutely no luck in this situation. She went from having to spawn these and attacking her to them attacking her again before she can unexhaust any of her items and attack one of them. We'll start at the beginning. Is her opponent adjacent? Yes. Make an attack against the opponent with the most damage. Then follow up, inflict disease. Then I'm going to continue down. Is their opponent within range 6? No. Continue down. Can it move to be adjacent to opponent? Yes. Move to be adjacent to as many opponents as possible and deal a purple amount of damage. That's going to be the red one. The red one is going to attack. Now, the interesting thing is after it attacks, it's going to do its electric attack or whatever this bug does with those purple dice. But after that, it's going to get pushed off of here. I'm not sure if that's really what it would do, or would it move over here? Now, of course, if it moves, I get a break attack with Remy, but I don't think it says anything in the rules that I think there is a rule about it not wanting to kill itself. There is under the golden rules of the combatants. The number 3 one is they will not defeat themselves. Unless otherwise stated, a combatant will never make an action or use an ability that would result in the guaranteed defeat. This includes ending their turn in dangerous terrain or moving into a position where a current or special encounter would defeat them at the end of their turn. This will sometimes cause the combatant to not do anything their turn. So the way I'm reading that is after this attacks me, it will move to here. I am going to get a break attack against it, but I'm not automatically going to defeat it. This current would automatically defeat it. So we're going to place this bug right there. It's going to make an attack. I'm going to roll a purple damage die against myself, and then I get to make a break attack against it. We'll roll 2 teal dice. I don't have any way to dodge this, and it got an absolute monstrous hit here against me. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That is going to be 2 over my defense. So I am going to be taking 2 damage. I am going to reduce the damage by 1 because of my BA leather jacket. So I have taken 1 damage, going to 13. At this point, it is going to make that move to be adjacent to me so that it can do its purple die worth of damage without killing itself. This is the moment I can use a break attack. And I'm going to use my break attack and trigger my chains of command, because the break attack is technically an attack. So when making an attack, the attacker gains all of this. So I'm going to exhaust this to use my axe and hopefully take this guy out. We're going to go ahead, we're going to use, actually, I don't even think I need to use this. This is well, you know what? Let's use it. Might be kind of good. We got an 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That is a 12 is a hit. It only has an 11. So I've done 1 damage. Then I've done an extra 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I can do this for 6 damage against it. Is that going to be enough? That will put it at 11. That will take it out of its misery. Not to mention I get the +1 from my Hammer Helm card. So we did do 11 damage to that one. That's fantastic. I will take it. Our chains of command is exhausted though, but that's okay. We killed the red one before it was able to buzz us. There is one thing I forgot to do, and that's push that loot token down. I'm sure a lot of you caught that and are probably saying, move the loot, but I forgot to do that. I also have to exhaust this card as well, because in order to get that extra damage, I had to exhaust this to give my books +1 damage. That's going to be the end of that one's turn. We're going to move into the purple one's turn. It is adjacent to me. It's going to make an attack now against me. Let's roll our dice and see how that goes. It got an 11. That is enough to hit me for 10. And it is going to do 1 more above its damage, plus it's going to do an extra. I think I forgot to calculate the actual damage from these. I think I just went with the number of 12, and I forgot to count the shields. But I don't remember what the actual shields were, but we'll figure it out. So I'm going to take 11 is 1 over my defense. So I've taken 1, 2, 3. I have 1 armor, so I'm going to only take 2 damage. It cannot make a ranged attack against anybody, so it's then going to stand next to me and zap me, oh no, for 7. Well, good news, bad news. Good news, it killed itself. Bad news is I think it killed Remy as well. Remy's going to take 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, way more, 5, 6. She's taken 20 damage. So the amount of damage I should have taken from the extra shields on the last attack isn't really going to play into effect. Remy is also off the board. She did not make it against these bugs. Oh my gosh, these fraggers are out of control. The Fragor all the way up on top is going to move 1 down because of the current, and I don't know if I can get to this chest now without Remy. I really needed her to go first. I am going to remove her card from the initiative track. It is gone. Wow, I only have to take out these last 2 guys though, and then we make it. Of course, I still have to get the treasure chest. We'll see how this goes. I have to now, well, let's hear it. This guy has to attack. So is there an opponent adjacent? Yes, there is. The other thing I forgot with the Fragor is when they actually make their attack, they're supposed to do a follow-up inflict disease. I wasn't doing that with Remy, but again, it's a moot point because Remy is super dead. So she's got knocked out and not part of this anymore, but do be aware that they do have a follow-up inflict disease, which we may see here when it attacks Rook. I'll be rolling 2 teal dice. Let's see how it goes. Oh my gosh, a 14. Don't worry, he's got a plan for this. I have this ability here that allows me to remove all of the symbols from 1 die. We are going to, I'm not going to do that. I've got a better plan. I'm just going to use this. Once per encounter, I can take absolutely no damage. I'm going to use that ability, which allows me to take no damage. Since I took no damage, I can use my ability core to counterattack against this thing. So we're going to use our mace and our shield to see if we can actually do some damage to him. If I can hit this guy and kill him, that's going to be fantastic. I got a 12. He is in hindering terrain, but a 12 is enough to hit him. So I'm going to do no damage from the actual attack, but my symbols are going to give me give me +2 physical damage, which is enough to take him out. I think he only has 11, not 13. If he had 13, he'd be super dead. He's at 11. He was 1 away from death, so that means he's going to take this extra amount of damage. I have killed the last Fragor. The purple one that's still on the board, it wasn't supposed to be on the board. I forgot that it also took 7 damage and killed itself, even though it killed Remy. Which is too bad for Remy. We're going to draw a combat and loot card because that is the last swarm person on the board, and we have gotten 5 gold. We'll give that to Rook, and that's going to be the end of the Fragor's turn. This is where we sit. I'm going to remove both of these. We do not take an urgency token because the monsters did activate that turn. I'm going to mix up our 2 cards and see how they go. Also, I do have to admit that Fragor did hit me, so I have to take a follow-up action against me, which is going to be that, oh no, I counterattacked against him, so the follow-up stops. That's fantastic. Rook is first. Rook is going to take 3 stamina points. Yeah, if you're able to counterattack against a person, the follow-up is not going to happen. I'm going to grab 3 stamina points for him, and he's going to use them all. I have to move this. It goes down 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then he'll have enough to grab this token. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I might not have enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, we don't want to stand there. 9, 10. So he's not going to have quite enough to get there, but he'll get pretty close. I think that's all I can do. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, that's all my stamina. So that's what he's going to do. Zeke, on the other hand, has to get out of that area. So we're going to do a perception 10 against this. Let's see how it goes. Roll him right here. I got a 4 plus 6 is 10. So that's just enough. Oh my gosh, I'm glad he's the one out there. He's then going to move again. So he's moved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then he's going to use 8, 9, and then I guess what I got left. Let's see it. I got 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So moving from here, I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I guess right there is fine. 11. He'll go to here. What's that going to hurt anything? All right, he's going to go to there. That's going to be it. I am going to grab an urgency token at this time because no combatants actually did anything. I'll place our urgency token right up here at the front of the track. We'll mix up our 2 cards. We'll move our token down. Oh, we're going to just barely get this. This is amazing. There's only 1 left here. Let's see what happens. I'm going to grab... Let's see who gets it. It's going to be Zeke. Zeke's going to run in there, and he's going to grab that token, and then he's going to get out of the water. He's going to move 1. Oh, I'm going to have to stop when I get this. 1, 2. I don't want to be next to those bulbs. This is absolutely terrible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to right here. 6. I'm going to stand right there. I'm going to do a break attack. Both of these are going to get me. Let's see what they are. I have this one. What's this? Red bulb. Deal purple physical damage. No. And I've got purple bulb. End the current turn and inflict paralyze. Oh my gosh, that's horrible. All right, so we're going to... I'm paralyzed. Wow. Well, good news. I'm going to be immune to paralyze, and I don't think it's really going to matter too much because this is going to be the end of this adventure. I'm going to grab my paralyzed token and place it down next to Zeke. Zeke is in big trouble. He also takes a purple die worth of damage. Let's roll that up and see what we get. 5. He's going to take 5 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's at 13 points of damage that he has taken. But again, I don't think that's going to matter too much because now it's Rook's turn. Rook is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now he's not affected by the current because he does have 1 heavy tag on him. I'm going to go ahead and grab our last loot token. It's red. We'll read it up and probably be ending the adventure. Our red loot token says, read the hidden text for the red objective. You pull the waterlogged chest from the river and begin to open it. You and all adjacent adventurers must make a lore 10 check. Let's start there. Rook is going to go first. Rook has a 5 lore plus our 2 purple dice. Let's see how it goes. I got a 13. I got a billion. He's totally good. Now, unfortunately, Zeke only has a 2 lore. Let's see how he does. He got an 8, 9, 10. They both made their lore 10 check. If an adventurer passes, they remember learning about this type of trap back in school. Realizing what's about to happen, they dive away as the chest explodes. Oh my gosh. All figures on or adjacent to the token who failed the lore tech, take 2 purple damage worth of magic damage. Oh my gosh, that would have killed Zeke and Rook would have been in big trouble. The explosion causes the ground to erupt, sending dirt and debris all around. This explosion must have been similar to the one that destroyed the caravan. The force of it rocks the foundation of the riverbed, opening up a cavern below and destroying the chest. Place a dangerous terrain token on the space this loot token occupied. Any figure that was standing on the space the loot token occupied is not defeated. Place tiles and figures according to diagram 11. These tiles do not connect to the board and are set up independently of the rest of the tile on the table. You and all adventurers who made a lore check must make an agility 10 check. If they fail, place them on any water terrain space in tile UM21. Figures that were standing on the space the chest occupied fail this check automatically. The dangerous terrain token placed by the event represents the entrance to the cave below. Any figure who moves onto the token is not defeated. Instead, place their figure on an unoccupied water terrain space on tile UM21 before continuing their turn as normal. The tile placed from diagram 11 are not considered adjacent to the rest of the board. The green objective token on the end of the east side of the cavern is a tunnel that slopes towards the surface. Lucky enough, we both were able to do the lore check. Now we have to do our agility checks. We'll start again with Rook. He's got a 1 agility. Let's see how he does. He failed. We do have Zeke. Zeke is next. Zeke's got quite a bit of agility. Oh no, he only got a 7, but that's okay. His agility is a 4, so he got an 11. That's enough for him to pass the agility 10 check. Sadly, Rook did not. So I get to place him on anywhere on this water part of the tile. I'm going to place him right there. This is not adjacent to this up here. This is our old tile. Zeke is standing up there. He's hanging out. He's not going to come down. I don't see there's any reason to. We do have a free-flowing river going this way, so this is all falling off into the deep there. It only has a 1 movement from what I can tell, because from the original rules it says any water has only a 1 movement current. He's not going to be affected by current because he has a heavy tag. It is shallow water, so figures may jump from water terrain spaces on UM tile 9 to UM tile 21. So I'm allowed to move over here and jump across. Normally you can only jump from clear to clear spaces. This is giving us an alternative. We have 2 different tokens here, a purple and a green one. The green one, of course, is said is sloping upwards. The purple one, I don't know anything about yet. The interesting thing about this is I'm not exactly sure how to continue with this mission. Our goal was to grab all the chests and kill all the combatants. I know there's still these on the board, but it does say that the cave sickles are not part of that win condition. There's a special thing that says adventurers are not required to kill the cave sickles when determining the win condition of this encounter. The win condition is all loot tokens are retrieved or destroyed, and all combatants have been defeated. We have appeased that win condition. So I don't think I actually need to be down here fighting these cave sickles. But just for theme purposes and for thematic flair, we're going to continue on and see what we can do. And if I get any loot or anything from this, I might just call the fact that I don't actually get it. But maybe I do because I'm actually trying to get through this thing. Leave a comment in the description, or leave a comment below and tell me what you think about how this is all transpiring. I actually think that we're done with the mission right now and we can move on. But thematically, Rook just fell into a pit and he has to try to get out of here. Of course, Zeke, my friend, can come down and help us, but I don't see why there's any reason Zeke would come down here. Because if he doesn't make it, I still have 1 person left and they have completed the encounter. Let's continue on. Rook has 1 stamina left, but he's already moved and used his encounter action. So he doesn't have any movement left. The 2 sets of cave sickles are going to be going next. They get to move a total of 6 spaces. They are going to be now Elder Cave Sickles. These are the new ones. Elder Cave Sickles have the same ability where they're immune to poison and movement points cost is not increased by terrain or allies. They still have the hive mind. It's gotten way more powerful. And we're going to go down here and read. Is there an opponent within range 4? No, there's not an opponent within range 4. I'm looking at the red cave sickle. So we're going to go down here. Can it move and attack an opponent within range 4? move to be up to range 4 from the nearest opponent, then make a range 4 attack. So we're going to do that. It's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's enough for it to make a range 4 attack. I'm going to roll a white and orange die to see how well he does. He got a 9. That is not enough to hit Zeke. Oh, it is enough to hit. Nope, I've got an ability core that gives me +1 defense. So, and I have a total defense of 10. That cave sickle missed. Our next cave sickle is the purple one. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. He can shoot from there. I'm going to grab a hive mind, turning our dice to 2 orange. Let's see if they hit Rook. It got an 8. It did not hit Rook. The yellow one goes next. 1, 2, 3, 4 to right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it is within 4 squares or sphere of influence of these two. So it's going to grab not only an orange one, but also a teal die now. Let's see what it does. It got a 14. That's definitely going to hit Rook. And each one of these shields is going to do an additional damage. So he's done a total of 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 5 defense, so I'm going to take 2, bringing my damage total to 3. The blue one is next. It's going to run up to right there and attack Rook. This keeps getting worse and worse for us. We're up to 2 teal dice and a black die as well. It got a 9. That is not enough to hit Zeke. You need a 10. Or sorry, Rook, need a 10. But all these shields would have been absolutely devastating. Good thing it missed. Now it's time for the green one. The green one is going to move 1, 2, 3 to right here to be able to shoot 1, 2, 3, 4 to right there. Or wait a minute, maybe it can go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is where it's going to go. That's way more safer for it to do it that way. It's going to move to be up to range 4. It's at range 4. It's going to make an attack. Now, oh, but it might want to get... Let's do this. We're just going to move it here because it's going to be a lot more fun. I'm going to move it there. It's going to roll a die to see if it jumps the pit. It was able to... Oh, it was off the board. It was able to jump the pit. It's going to roll its attack, and it's got 1, 2, 3, 4. It's got 4 other ones within sphere of influence. We're up to a teal, a red, and a black die. I'm kind of worried about this red die. Let's see how it goes. The red die got a 4, 8 total, nothing hit. That was a 4. This thing did not hit at all. Fantastic. We'll move to the pink one. The pink one is only within sphere of influence of 1 and already has the ability to shoot from where it stands. So it's just going to grab 2 orange dice. Let's see how it does. It got an 8, 9, 10, 11. That is enough to hit. I only have a 10, so I'm taking 1, 2, and this does an extra damage. So 3 damage. I'm going to soak all that up with my armor. I did notice this on the other page of the book. It says purple objective. As soon as an adventurer has line of sight to this objective, read the following hidden text. We do have that as soon as we actually fell down the pit. It does say, in the back corner of the dark cave, you see slumped over a corpse with a bandolier of goods. Any adventurer adjacent to the token may make an encounter action. To gain 3 random consumables, discard this token after it is used. So that's going to be pretty good. We might try to get those. Or Zeke can make a beeline for the door. Let's see what he can do. I got 4 stamina points, giving me the ability to move 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 spaces. So we're going to use all those to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I couldn't actually make it out, so why don't we stop and grab this? Of course, I have to make this jump, which is going to be pretty tough for Rook. I have to make an agility 10 check with 2 dice and 1 agility. He's really good at helping people over pits, but he's not good at jumping over pits. He didn't make it. He got a 9. Oh, that's the end of poor old Rook. Rook actually didn't get to go get the consumables. He fell in the pit when he tried to jump. And his buddy Zeke is sitting up on top going, hey, how's it going down there, Rook? I'm falling. So in the end, Rook has fallen into this pit. He's not going to go down there. There's no reason to go down there. And these things can't crawl back up. These aren't adjacent to each other. I'm not jumping down. As far as I'm concerned, the encounter is over and Zeke stands victorious because we defeated all the combatants. We gained or lost all the loot tokens. We actually gained them all. And we do not have to kill the crawlers to appease the win condition. So, hey, that's victory. Our win condition is that all loots were retrieved or destroyed and all combatants have been defeated. That did happen. So I'm considering this a win. I'm excited for this. It says each party member gains 1 experience points and restore adventures. We then are going to continue to Someone's There, page 85. I'm going to let you go ahead and listen to someone's there on your own. In the description of this video, I have a lot of different places that you can listen to the story of Middara. So please feel free to use any of those links to find what happens after we defeated this encounter. We do get this though. It says new story flag, mark story flag culprit identified on the adventure sheet, and we are going to return to story round Ramstead exploration, page 81. That's going to bring us back here where we can do our shop and train and explore. We could do the bounty if we want, but I'm not going to do that because I'm actually probably not going to do the bounties because I think that's something you might want to see on your own. I'm excited to do them and see what it's all about, but I don't want to think I want to spoil everything about this game. Even though I'm already really kind of exploring it, I might do it. We'll think about it. I'll think about whether or not we're going to do the bounty, but I think at the time being, we are going to continue on to the main quest, Murdered Informant. But we do have some money to spend. We have 62 gold. I have 6 experience points for everybody except Remy. Remy has 7. If you think there's something awesome that might combo with her, she already has these 2 upgrades already, or disciplines, and she has this awesome item right here. So if you think there's something in the world of Middara that could help Remy, please let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear about it. Also, this is for sale. I cannot buy it. I only have 62, but I'm thinking of getting this for Rook, because Rook's first, his casting die is terrible, and I told you he's kind of my problem child. I didn't build him the best I probably could have. So in order for him to get that fever spell to start actually sticking on some of these harder monsters, I think it's time to upgrade the die. But I do get actually a teal and an orange die when I fight thanks to this shield. Even though they don't combo, especially on the flip power of this, it says right here that I can spend 3 stamina points to unflip this card, but if I have a spellcraft in the other item, I could do it for 1. This is not spellcraft. I wouldn't be able to flip this for 1. I'd have to flip it for 3, but it's not the end of the world. The important thing is getting this spell casting upgrade, I believe. And on top of that, I can heal people. This, I think, is the best route to go. Let me again know what you think in the description below. But there you have it. That's the end of our side quest for Middara, Blundered Caper. So I'm excited to have finished that off. That was really neat how we actually had to go down into a dungeon area. Now again, I don't think that should have happened. I think we were completely done at that point, but it was kind of neat to see what was down there and see if we could have made it out. We sadly didn't, but that's okay. We get to also restore our adventurers, so anything that's happened to our adventurers, we get to heal them back up to full before we continue on to Murdered Informant. If you're interested in continuing this, you can listen to Murdered Informant as well, because I will be moving into that next mission. So that'll be a lot of fun. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell symbol so you know when the next mission comes out, Murdered Informant. Also, please feel free to leave anything in the comments below. I would love to hear from everyone. I had a few questions here, so it was kind of neat to see what people think. Also, I'm interested in what you think about this. I know that I should get something new for Remy. I just don't know what. There are so many different ways to build these characters that sometimes it gets a little overwhelming, and getting some help from the community might be the way to go. Again, thank you so much for watching. And if you're excited to see if Remy, Nightingale, Zeke, and Rook can continue their awesome adventure inside Middara, then I need you to meet me at the table.